Oh, he did. I told you he's going to go.
Called it.
Little coach has got him. God damn it. Mock draft season, boys. How we doing?
It's a mockery.
About to make a mockery of this mock draft.
Let's mock it.
Hey,
I'm about to make a name for myself.
shout out. I got the Fiddlehead IPA for this draft.
Fiddlehead,
9.1. Yes. This IPA is fabulous. It's the best thing we can have. Best thing I could have for this mock draft.
Wait, you ranked that a 9.1?
This was a 9.1, bro. This is really good. This is
So-
right up my alley. This you know why?
Shout out.
This is
shout
like a
out-
Miller Lite replacement.
Shout out to my tumbler that's filled with Pepsi Zero cherry flavor, wild cherry. I give it a 9 out of 10.
All right.
Out of here with that mess. So the Fiddlehead I've had on tap only. I've never had the can because Goodfellas, shout out to Goodfellas, and they just employed my son too. He's now a proud employee of Goodfellas.
Nice.
So
He's a
the
good fella.
little watering hole. They usually have Fiddlehead on tap, and it is delicious.
If anybody sees this on tap or at your local brewery, telling you, grab it. It's definitely something that needs to stay in the man cave, man. Telling you, it's
No
great.
doubt.
Great everyday brewski. All right, so you can see we got the screen up here. We're going to do a 7-round full mock draft. We're going to have the input from the fellas. This is going to be a collaborative effort on these, so I'm sure we'll have some disagreements on some picks. I'm sure we'll be aligned on some of them, but collectively, we're going to go through a scenario. Like anything with the draft, when you're in the front office, you want to go in with a plan. And I have a couple bullet points of a plan that I would like to see. I would like to know if you gentlemen agree. And then obviously if you want to add anything as far as a goal with this mock draft. I want to go from 6 picks to 8 picks if I can. There's a lot of great players in this draft. I want to try to get to 8 picks, and we'll see if we can do that here with this simulator. I would like to get a young defensive lineman to pair with Mr. Benton moving forward, right? Maybe even double dip on the D-line. We'll see how the board falls. And I want a playmaking wide receiver because we got 2 guys now on their last year of their contract with Pickens and with Austin. Even if one of them comes back, I don't see either. So we got to look for some replacement or some depth this year. Obviously, injuries happen, and then we'll see what we have for 2026. And I also want a playmaking running back. That probably is a little bit higher priority than the receiver. And then I got a point that I just found out by doing some research, and I want to put this out there just so you guys can talk about it. We have Suamalu is a free agent after 2026, and he's 32. And Daniels isn't coming back, and McCormick's good. But is he the answer at right guard? So late in the draft, guard might be a play that guard might be a position that we look at late in the draft. What do you guys think of bullet
You know what, real quick, I was talking to GB about this earlier when we spoke. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually address a tackle and maybe move Fa'atanu to guard. Because when he got drafted, most people were saying that he was going to play guard in the NFL anyway. His body style and type is more suited for a guard, so maybe that might be the plan.
Can I make a statement real quick? I hate that idea, and I'm explaining why. We have a very bad habit, it seems, of drafting players
and switching them.
Yeah, playing them out of the natural position that we saw them on tape and just thinking we get them up to Latrobe and we show them a few tricks of the trade and then we can just move them here, there, and anywhere, and then they'll work here, there, or anywhere, and then we're looking at them like they're a buzz. Exhibit A, the Marvin Leal. What position does he play?
He's on D.
He's on defense.
He's on D.
He's on defense, bro.
That is an excellent point, Mr. Wingfield. Keep going.
He's been a D lineman, a D tackle, an O lineman, like outside linebacker. He has no home But when we want to get him on the field, it's like, okay, well, where do we put him? Because we don't know. We drafted him to be D lineman, I think, outside. Well, he has position flexibility and the best ability is availability, but we don't know where best he could be available. So we did the same thing to Kendrick Green.
Kendrick shouldn't have been drafted, regardless of
I would agree.
position. That was a miss. That was 100% miss.
Kevin Dotson
Did the same thing to Broderick Jones. We don't know what tackle we want him to play. We drafted Broderick to replace Dan Moore and then let Dan Moore stay at left tackle. If you saw this dude on tape playing one position, why don't you let him master that before you go moving him all around the chessboard?
Me personally, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of I still think you have to get your trenches together. The cool part about the Steelers organization is that they don't always have to draft D tackles in the first round in order to make it work. They're very good getting day 2 D tackles not named, or D linemen not named Cam Hayward. Tuitt was a second round guy. Hargrave was a third round guy. Benton was a second or third round, I think second round guy, late second round.
Yeah.
To you know what I mean? So they're very good at tracking that talent. And I give that to I give that credit to Coach Dunbar. I think he just knows how to acquire talent and then develop it. The offense is underpaid. We haven't invested really too many resources, with the exception of DK Metcalf, which I'm very happy about, by the way.
I think with that said, we'll assume it's Rodgers or they're comfortable with Mace. TJ's here, Pickens is here. Let's go draft. So we're gonna do the 7. We're gonna go normal speed.
Yep.
And obviously we'll do steers. And by the way, shout out to Pro Football Network. This is one of the best, if not the best, simulator on the internet.
Yeah, I like this one out of the ones that
real MVP. Yeah.
I could sit here for hours doing this, and this is awesome. So if you guys haven't tried this Pro Football Network simulator, hey, they're not paying us for that stuff. I'm just realizing it's a great tool. So Cam Ward, Abdul, Hunter.
Oh, here we go.
Eric Harmon just went. All right. So we're up at 21, and we got 3 trade offers.
Okay,
So
I see that. Tampa
pick
Bay.
30 for Tampa City. No, we'll see. But next, pick 40 and 71. I don't like that. Pick 36, 70. Okay, now hold on. I don't like dropping all the way back to 36, to be honest with you.
No, I don't like any.
No, I was telling Gabe something today, and I don't know if you guys know this. How many times have the Steelers actually moved back in the draft?
Not much. I mean, if they've done a little bit here and there.
But I understand they've done it one time.
Let me see something here. Jacksonville seems to be pretty desperate. Let's try to counter this offer. I don't want their second. So how about this? If they give us
84.
But look, if they got these 2 seconds here, right?
What's
so
that
let
thing?
me
53 and 56, Dudek?
Give me 56.
Try 56. Yeah, try 56.
And you know what? Let's see what they'll do, because they don't have all of them. But let's give them a 3 for next year, because we got so many 3s for next year.
Right.
So what if we go 30 and 56, and they get 21, and we'll give them our 3rd next year because we have all those compensatory picks. So let's see.
So that would give. So wait before you hit send. That'll give us 30, 56, and 83.
But before we do that, should we see who's on the board?
Yes, we can. Here,
let's take a look real quick. But I like the thought process. Let's take a look at the board here.
So you have. So let's go look at defense first, real quick. And let's look at defense. So we have Walter Nolan, Kenneth Grant, Tyleik Williams. Those are all solid picks. On offense, Jackson Dart is their quarterback.
Okay.
Don't know if he'll be there at 30 or not.
Yeah.
We have a pick of running backs.
Ooh.
We might be able to get some of these guys a little bit later on.
This is
30
rich.
or right. It's a reach now, right?
This is rich.
Egbuka is there.
Let's go to the defensive side of the ball.
Go to corner.
Yeah, I was gonna say go to corner. What do the D-backs look like? Oh,
Run on corner.
they
Yeah,
did
it's
that.
not
You know
really
what?
worth it.
There's a so there's a lot of value in that 30 to 60 range. So I'm thinking I'm with you, Dudek. Let's counter and get and trade one of our 2026 and see if they take.
All right. Are we in agreement?
You guys agree?
Yes.
You guys in agreement?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Move on back.
Let's go. Okay.
They took it.
Okay. They want to Imamori, right?
Yep.
And so pause real quick. That is absolutely something to pay attention to next week. Is somebody dropping in a position of need that we may not necessarily need, like the safety from South Carolina, and somebody desperate wanting to move up and willing to do that as a result.
Who does KC want?
Who's on the board?
Do we try to do it again?
Hold on. Who's on the board?
So here's the defense. So we're going to get either Tyleek or Kenneth Grant if we move back one slot.
They probably want Grant.
Look, what receivers are? They might look at Ibuka.
They want Ibuka.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know their O-line situation.
Yeah.
Their O-line situation is trash.
But they got this guard, this big guy, Hampton. Okay, so my thing is we can either stay because
we're just going back one pick.
83. Do we?
Yeah, we can we go back one more?
Can we go back one more? Will they
offering?
So they were offering this. They want our 100. They want this. My counter was, I'll give you 123, but I want 66, and I'll throw in maybe like a fifth. Only reason I'm mortgaging next year is because we have so many picks.
We got so many comp picks.
But you still want to make sure you still have about 8 picks. That's what you were trying to get.
I'm trying to steal more in that meat of the draft in that second and third round. Will you guys agree I'd give up 123 if I meant to get to 66.
Yeah.
So then we'd have 31, 56, 66, and 83. But then we don't pick again the 156.
I would even be willing to even take if they don't take that 66, I would even take that 95th pick. You know what I'm saying? So you still got 30, 56.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? 83. It was at 83 or 66 and 80. Yeah.
But the only thing about that's a long time again before you pick.
So, but it's 95 to 156 it is. But you're also getting more picks. Or we could just stay put and go with what we have there on the left.
Let's see. Let's look at the board. All right. So we got Tyleek Williams or Kenneth Grant, because I'm curious.
Look, you also got Alfred Collins still down here.
Yeah. Where's my man from Florida State?
Farmer's
down here at one of
he's one that I feel like we can get in the third round. Like, I like Alfred Collins, I like Deion Walker, I like Joshua Farmer. Let me see.
Now, I don't know a lot about Farmer. Is he a DN or is he a nose?
He's a three technique.
Three. Yeah.
Do we double dip?
He got speed, bro.
That's what I'm saying. What if we had Grant and Farmer now?
We try to double dip.
Although Elijah Roberts was somebody that the Steelers had in for a visit as well, and he's more of that penetrating guy as well.
Okay, I gotta check one more thing. Because remember what we said, or at least in my diatribe, I said, dynamic running back. Can you pull that up and see who's available? Oh Lord.
When's our next pick?
Our next pick right now is at 56. Unless we trade up at 56, do you think you're going to get one of these four guys, or even five? Are you going to get one of these four guys at 56?
So no, and that's the issue. Travion Henderson is the one that I want, like, bad. like bad. Like I think he's going to be not named Ashton Genty. I think he's going to be the best of the bunch. There's something about Travion Henderson and the mix that he would have with Jalen Warren. I feel like is going to be outstanding. Not to mention the intangibles.
So, do you want to see if we can get with Kansas City by moving back one?
Yeah.
I mean, for the extra pick.
Yeah, because if we can get an extra pick, because I dude, like I said, there's certain guys for me that I'm like targeting that I feel like are great fits for the Pittsburgh, like specific dudes, and Travion Henderson is one of them, and Joshua Farmer is another one.
All right, well, let's see. You want to give us a shot?
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Because they want somebody.
They want somebody.
So we can still get Hampton or
yeah, look, and guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're at 7 picks.
All right, who's BPA right now?
Another guard. And we got Ibuka. We have Jackson Dart.
To me, Dart's late second, early third.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
He's late second, early third for another team. He can play elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know what? In all honesty, at this point, I think I'm going to upset a bunch of Yinzers with this because there's that stupid rule. But I think one of these backs got to be our pick.
I'm taking it back, bro.
I'm okay with either running back or Grant at this pick.
So let me ask you this, and Mr. Wingfield, weigh in on this. Do you think Jalen Warren gets another contract after this year?
I meant to ask you guys that before we started this whole process. When you say you want another running back in this class,
yeah,
do you want an RB1 in this class, or do you want Jalen Warren's backup in this class?
I don't want Jalen Warren's backup. I want it to be honestly. I want it to be more like a Detroit situation with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. That's really what I'm looking at. Like I want a 1-2 punch where you can come with either or, right? Because again, I'm trying to build an impactful offense. It don't matter if it's Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph, because if you do it right, Sam Darnold, if you do it right on the offensive side, this is you have a shot.
If Warren doesn't come back next year, you can find 1B again to pair with Travion Henderson.
I'd be okay with Henderson, but I would prefer Grant. I would rather build up the trenches.
We still gonna do that.
We still gonna get.
I mean like first round trench work. There's running backs going to be there second, third, fourth round. There's no shortage.
You remember the last time we did that? Named Cam Hayward. Before Cam Hayward, his name was Ziggy Hood.
I do remember Ziggy.
Although I do love Kenneth Grant, I ain't gonna lie.
We're going Travion Henderson. We're gonna make people mad. Take an RB1 again.
Yeah, that would definitely piss off the Yinzers.
Yeah, our 2-minute clock was almost up.
Let's watch.
So what's our next pick? 56. Tyleek is gone.
Now you know what would be the ideal situation. Can we trade up?
Wait, he's not. Wait, hold on. This dude might drop to us at 56.
Or he might go 55 with his old coach.
Here's
That's
the
true.
thing, though.
That's true.
I think we let this play out.
Let it play out, bro. We got players.
Watch him go to the Chargers.
Oh, he did. I told you he's going to go.
Called it.
No coach has got him. God damn it. All right, hold on. Yeah, all right, I'm done playing with this stuff here. Get out of here. 3, 4, 5. So we got the 7 picks. Okay, well, let's see what we do. All right. So we could have got Judkins there too. Who we got on defense? So Alfred Collins, Walker, Farmer.
Alexander's there too.
There's still
Farmer and Alexander.
I'm thinking we can get Farmer probably one of these 2 picks. So who we got a wide receiver?
Royals and Higgins.
Oh, I like Higgins.
Higgins gives me some Mike Evans vibes.
I like
Tez
Higgins.
Johnson.
Matt Bryant's decent.
I'll be honest with you. Looking at this, where we're at now, I'd either go with Higgins, receiver, or I'd go with the DN out of Toledo.
Go back up to the what's BPA?
Got a corner from Florida State, and Thomas was in for a visit.
Thomas. Yeah,
he is one of the top 30. I think I might take Higgins here.
I would probably take Jaden Higgins here.
What do you think, Reese?
I can't see that screen, so I'm just going off. That screen looks like the finest print.
Higgins satisfies that depth piece this year.
Yes.
Learn under Metcalf and Pickens. They can hit the ground running his second year, starting alongside DK if we let Pickens walk. Which even if he balls out, he's going to walk and he's going to get DK Metcalf type money. You got Higgins, and then you get another compensatory third round pick. I think we go Higgins here, and I think really in 83 and 95 is when we start addressing the D line.
And you could probably double up a D line at this point. Yeah.
All right, so let's go Higgins right here. Let's build for the future on this one.
I like that. I like building for the future on the offensive side.
All right, so let's go over here.
Those are two dynamic ball handlers. If we came out here with Travion Henderson and Jaden Higgins, like this ain't no Rashard Mendenhall, Lima Sweet situation.
Alfred Collins went to Arizona.
That's all right. All right, get them out of there.
All right, here we go.
Let's hit.
Let's see who went. Let me see who went here.
Alexander went right before us.
Right before.
Biscuit.
I might look at Farmer here, bro.
Yeah, so Cameron and then Darius Suggs. Okay, so we got defense, we got tackle. Yeah, we got Farmer.
About that kid. You got Farmer.
Walker.
You got a couple guys like. Well, that Walker kid's he's going to be a nose. Like he's a bigger.
Yeah,
the Kentucky guy.
I like Farmer because his athleticism is legit. Like that dude can move, and his footwork. He reminds me a lot of. He reminds me a lot of Kalijah Cansey. Like he got that type. He has that type of skill set, man. I'm telling you.
What's his measurables? Can you click on it?
Farmer, yeah. 6'3", 305.
Yep.
So is that our pick?
Look at that. 29 vertical, 9.4 broad jump. That's athleticism at that size.
Hey, I was watching that dude's. I was watching him in the drills. I was like,
That should make you go back and watch some tape. So I'm going. We in agreement. Let's go Farmer because then we're going to come right back and get another guy here.
I love the
Farmer. All right, Joshua Farmer.
Yes.
So here is, I think, coming up here at 95, we are definitely BPA at this point.
Yes, facts.
All right.
Tell them kick rocks.
Yeah, get out of here. We don't got time for this. So let's look at all. So we have another defensive tackle, Walker. You could address the guard position like I spoke about here at the beginning. And again, that is more of a depth future piece.
Should we address when's our next pick? 123.
123.
Should we address quarterback here?
Who's the QB? Who we got? I was thinking that too.
You go Will Howard.
On what's on here, I would probably go with Howard.
You know what? At this point, I don't know if he'll be there at 123. He very well may, but
he won't be.
Tomlin also talked about and spoke about the mobility importance at the quarterback position. Although Howard's mobile, people equate mobility as right. Mr. Jackson, which nobody is Mr. Jackson.
Ben was mobile,
right?
Correct.
Will Howard's mobile.
Yes.
So and again, I would take Will Howard at this point, like you said, whether you have Aaron Rodgers or not.
Facts. 100%, bro.
And again, he might not be the guy, but he's a guy, and they're going to get another quarterback here anyway.
Well, I think also too is if Will Howard comes in and he doesn't impress, then you have the ammo to move up next year, and then he's your backup.
Absolutely.
Mace only is 4.5 a year for 2 years, so you're not tied to him at all.
Listen, these commitments to quarterbacks are getting smaller and smaller as the years go by. I mean, you see people abandoning top 5 picks in the first couple of years nowadays. So what would be the difference of doing that with a Will Howard and, if it doesn't pan out at 107?
And we still have enough picks that we can address our other needs.
Yeah, facts.
Let me see who's here.
Kobe Bryant's a guy that
Kobe Bryant's a guy.
Yeah. And not because of the name, but he's actually a legitimate
Tommy Hill's a guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you can always go back into the free agent pool after the draft here too. But I like the value, even though I pay no attention to this 107 versus 95.
Right.
This is just some random.
No, I'm not looking at that.
Well, I'm probably about anybody watching. Don't pay attention to these. Hey, you guys are overdrafting because it's a 107 and 95.
Now, if this was our second pick, and we didn't have anything else, I wouldn't. If we didn't get those other picks, I don't know if I'm making this move right now. Okay. But the fact that we got extra ammo, I'm comfortable. Even though he's a 3rd round pick, that's about where he's slated to go.
Will Howard is a guy that, like you gentlemen stated, I feel comfortable drafting him now, and I don't worry about next year because obviously the plan next year is to find that QB in front of the home fans next year's draft. So I'm comfortable taking Will Howard now and develop him for his job as next year's guy's eventual backup.
Will Howard it is.
Come on down, Will.
And Browns took Tootin, that running back out of VTech.
Oh.
There goes
Rashul.
Hold on. Do we go down 3?
I'd probably make that. I mean, I want to see who's on the board, but I don't think that's going to hurt you at all.
No, and we're going to pick up. We're going to pick up
the all real quick. Who we got on the board?
Ooh, that kid from Miami still there.
Logan
I'm thinking. Here's what I'm looking at too. Is is there guards are available here? Okay. I mean, some of these guys we don't know what it is. I mean, I want to pick up somebody late, but do we? Let's see what corners. I think I'm gonna take this. I think I'm gonna take this and get this extra pick.
I would do that
just to get the extra pick. So.
We weren't taking the tight end anyway.
They wanted somebody. Yeah, they wanted.
Okay, so we don't even got trades now, so this is good. So who we got here? So we got the review. We got Travion, Jaden Higgins, Joshua Farmer, and Will Howard.
And we got 3 more picks. I would look at a guard. I would look at a guard here.
We got 4 more picks.
4 more picks.
Can you look at edge rusher real quick? I'm curious, just because I like that. I'm a fan of Jack Sawyer. I'm not going to lie.
Do we just start drafting all the Ohio State guys?
Do that. Go back. Can you go back to all like BPA after you do that?
Yeah, it's 6'4", 260. Here's the thing: we need a 4th guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Jeremiah Moon, right?
Yeah.
And Jack Sawyer.
I wouldn't be opposed to an edge here.
Neither would I. We need that depth because none of these corners now. If any of these corners are good, I just don't know much about them, to be honest with you.
I don't know either.
And
what about the safety?
With offense, we need the guard, or I don't know if any of these centers can play guard, but I'm looking at guard and edge. I think are the 2 positions I would consider at 126.
Or is this the time where we double up on the D tackle?
That's a good idea too. See who's available.
JJ Pegues.
I like Pegues. Yeah.
He's a little small though, isn't he?
6'2", 309. But if you remember,
I was thinking somebody else. No, I was thinking somebody else.
Pegues was also Ole Miss's short yards running back.
Oh,
Yeah, he
okay. I know who
was.
you're talking about.
Here's the thing on a double up. It'll also depend on how they feel about Logan Lee,
Logan,
too.
yeah,
I
I
mean, we
forgot about
just
Logan.
drafted him
About
last
Logan Lee.
year.
So
You know,
here's the reason
so-
I was thinking about that, GB, and that's a good point about Logan Lee. In 2026, we have 5 defensive linemen that are free agents.
Mm.
Lowry, Adams. They did just sign that guy from New England, Leal and Loudermilk,
Yeah.
which Loudermilk probably end up be gone. So maybe it's one where you don't double up. I forgot about that guy from New England. He was a starter at least.
Yeah, he's a body.
He is a body, correct. So I would say let's go. You
I'd
could
probably go back to edge or guard again.
Do we go Jack Sawyer or Cube Robinson?
I like the Jack Sawyer. I like the Jack Sawyer pick.
He's just a baller, right?
Yeah, let's go with Jack.
Dude, he's a straight dude, that's exactly. He's a baller. Straight baller.
Yeah, go with Jack.
Let's just go with Jack because I think we can get some value at guard later. We'll see. I think we'll go guard. No, we got 182, 185, so we got 2 back-to-backs. We don't pick for a little bit. All right, so let's see what we got here. Offense. I'm going to go guard. At this point, I'm thinking I'm just going to take the highest rated guard.
Marcus Tate. What's his measurables? What's he looking like?
That's
6'5", 321, but he's a 4-year starter.
That's a big boy.
That's a
Big physical lineman, above average. He's a very good athlete.
That's
Lighter.
You
know what? I think I'm going to like this dude because the fact that he's a 4-year starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull the trigger. Hold on, before you do that, look at what about we didn't address corner at all, did we?
We did not. Here's our picks so far. Henderson, Higgins, Farmer, Howard, and Sawyer. So let's see who's a corner. So we can evaluate this.
The only guy on there I know is Frazier. I've heard him.
What's his measurables?
6'2", 186. He's an avatar.
Oh, look at that RAS score though. 9.36. Dude, we gotta pull the trigger on that dude. He's an avatar. That's a Corey Trice, dude. That's Corey. That dude. He got that written all over him.
Well, here's the thing. We we pick again in 4 picks. We could probably get Za now and get that other guard. That guard still there at the next pick.
Man.
So let me ask you this. So we got Slays 1 year. Eccles, we don't know from the Jets. Is he going to pan out? Then you have Trice. So Za Frazier is going to be one of those guys. It's like maybe like the Higgins pick. Is this more of a 2026 impact guy? We don't know. If this guy's a good special teams guy, then I'm pulling a trigger right now. But I don't know if he is or not. But maybe that's the thing. So
my thing is we're good for red shirt and rookies still.
Yeah.
Look at Roman Wilson.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and say Za Frazier, and then since we're picking again in 3 picks, we'll address the guard for sure then.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm with that.
All right. Hopefully
that
guy
RAS score, that athletic score, that's off the charts. That's a lot of value at that pick. You know.
I think we got him. Yep, Marcus Tate's there. Boom.
Still there.
Boom. That was an easy one.
Very good.
So we got one more pick to round us up, and we'll see.
I would at this pick, I would double dip. I would double dip at D lineman or receiver. See what receivers.
Well, here we got the boards updating as it is on BPA right now. Raheem Sanders, running back, South Carolina. That's a stud. Kobe King's a linebacker from Penn State. A bunch of dudes I have no idea.
Yeah, Black.
So Yaya Black came in for, you know what? Maybe take him. He's the top 30.
What's his measurables?
Why is he? Yeah, he was a top 30 guy.
6'5", 336.
Yeah. Hey, bro, why is his RAS score 3.6? Hey, yo.
He's like, he's not your athletic guy.
Hey, he ain't that athletic. He's a. Hey, I bet you he can't get moved though.
Yeah, he probably can't move that dude.
Oh, you know what, GB? I just thought of this. We take him?
Who's that?
Bartholomew.
Ooh.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. I was thinking Bartholomew or What's my man's name? The receiver from Pitt last year.
Canote.
Yeah, Canote Mumfield.
You got Jimmy Horn.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Go back up there. You got Jimmy Horn up there though.
Mumfield ain't even on there, I don't think. He might be.
He is. He was. I think he's like in like the 210s or 220s as far as ranking.
Okay. Hey, I'm okay with Bartholomew or Horn, to be honest with you.
Do we just stay local? Is that Bartholomew? Let him compete with little Hayward, young Hayward.
I don't think Hayward should be on the squad, bro. Like he had potential, but he ain't.
Yeah,
and I really think the Bartholomew was underutilized at Pitt.
Oh, he was definitely underutilized. I think his skill set is a lot better than what has been demonstrated.
I was at that Tennessee game when he did that hurdle move. Man, that dude, this kid's very athletic. Actually, you know what? Just when we're looking at those RAS scores.
What's his RAS score?
887.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, he's an athlete, dude. I would take him in the 7th because again, we want dynamic players.
I'm taking it
on the offensive side. So think about that. You added the consortium, the uppity Enzers, if you will, have added Travion Henderson, Jaden Higgins, and Gavin Bartholomew to this core of that you already have Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, you have DK Metcalf, you have George Pickens, you have Calvin Austin. Dude, that's a whole different. You have Pat Fryermuth, Darnell Washington, Donald Parham. That's a whole different type of offense.
Our draft, we traded back a little bit. I think we accomplished a few goals that we set out here at the beginning. We got to our 8 picks by trading back a few because there's so much value in this draft. I believe we got a playmaking running back. We got a wide receiver that's going to potentially help us next year, but is more of a 2026 and beyond because we don't know what's going to happen with Pickens and Austin afterwards. Looking at a future, maybe Metcalf, Higgins, and Roman Wilson receiving core. We got our defensive line help with Joshua Farmer, which I believe paired with Benton. And, Farmer's going to put on some weight. He's going to get some muscle. He's going to get some technique. We think Farmer and Benton possibly could be the new Cam and Tuitt. Farmer's not necessarily Tuitt, but when we talk about just from an impact perspective, we got a quarterback that we can work with. I think we trust if he has to go in there for a game or two. Who knows what it'll be next year? If not, we know what we're going to do here in the Burgh next year. Addressed defensive depth with Jack Sawyer. Adding that depth to the outside linebacking core, Spelling, Highsmith, and TJ. Then Za Frazier, I think a corner of the future, hopefully. Then Marcus Tate, we need the guard depth. I think he comes in, he can compete with McCormick. Spell Siumalo if he gets hurt. And then the wild card, which we took as a luxury pick, just plug him in there and let him play, is Gavin Bartholomew. I also think he would be a really good special teams guy, too.
Facts.
I like that Jack Sawyer pick to replace TJ Watt after we trade him, huh, guys? Get TJ out of here, put in good old Jack Sawyer, would be just fine.
Hey, hold on.
Take a note.
You guys take notes.
Insert Jack Sawyer. Okay, got
Insert
it.
Jack Sawyer.